Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Creed Rocky discussion video. Today we're going to be talking about these new pictures that they gave us for Creed 2, and really as I'm focusing on purely what I think is a giant mistake when it comes to the film's story, and that is, as I mentioned in my trailer breakdown when I was talking through that trailer when it released a couple weeks ago, I feel like they're going to be speeding up Adonis's whole career and story arc in order to get to the whole Drago fight for this movie. And if anything, these pictures really do confirm that. As you see in the photo on the screen there, it really does look like, as I speculated, that Adonis was going to just kind of zoom past and get the belt, no problem, and it's not going to be the main thrust of the story that we're going to be dealing with. And really, I think that this is a really big mistake on the filmmaker's part, the storytellers involved, because Rocky's journey to get the belt is probably one of the best things that I like about Rocky 2 because, at least in my opinion, the first movie, like Creed, was just a way of showing the world that you're more than anyone else perceives you to be, and it wasn't really a fight for the title belt as much as it was a personal struggle between the main character and what they can accomplish and what they can prove to the world and the people around them. And then the second film, at least the Rocky franchise, it was really more so, I want this, I feel like I can get this, and this is who I am. I want to have the title now, and I can't give this up because I am a fighter. I'm not sure exactly what direction they're going to go with in this movie. I just perceive it as a mistake, even if they do deal with it for the first act or the first half of the movie before the whole focus shifts to Drago. First of all, that would be kind of interesting if the whole Drago sell and everything that they've been bringing up and selling this movie on is really just the second half of the movie, and that's a real huge tonal shift that will get the attention and the big selling points across, but the first part of the movie is actually him gaining the belt. I just don't like the idea of us skipping over that story. I always thought it was going to be a huge emotional arc for Adonis, having to go through the struggles, maybe proving himself after the first film, but then having to prove that he's worthy of actually getting a chance to fight for the belt and not just simply skipping over it or making it even just like a montage or the first act of this film. I don't like that because I feel it skips over a lot of the legacy that he needs to actually achieve in order to actually get to the fight with Drago. I wanted to see Rocky kind of pestering him. You don't have to fight for the belt. Maybe you're going after this a little too quickly situations. I also wanted to see what Adonis's family's dynamic was. Maybe the redemption of the Duke family with the Creed family and Adonis having to fight Duke's son's boxer who was also vying for the title in the first Creed film. That would have been an interesting family dynamic. And also what happens to Adonis's half-siblings who now are a little bit jealous of the fame and fortune that Adonis is getting from this title and from everything involved. And I'm not saying this movie can't deal with that. It just, to me, it seems like a lot to juggle. Obviously, you have to find a great direction to keep Rocky in the story, which, they can make him the Mickey character. They tried in 5. It didn't really work. But this probably will be the best opportunity to actually do that. Just make him Mickey. Whether or not he's actually out of the film halfway through, we're not really sure. One of the things you also see in this photo is that you don't see Rocky walking Adonis out to the ring, so a lot of people have been speculating that maybe Rocky will be dying in this movie. I'm not too sure about that. One thing I would really like for them to do is just kind of play off the Rocky 2 formula where you have Rocky watching from home, or maybe Rocky's son from Rocky Balboa comes back because he said that his son was living with his girlfriend in another state. Maybe Rocky becomes a little sick again, cancer comes back or whatever, and his son comes back to take care of him, and now Adonis is literally on his own, but Rocky's watching it from afar, and this is our way of writing Rocky out for the next movie, or just having this be a complete passing of the torch to Adonis. That, in my opinion, would be pretty cool. But really what I'm focusing on here is you have to figure out a way to write Rocky into this that makes it make sense. You have to give a lot of credence to Adonis and Adonis's growing family. You have to figure out what to do with his career, whether you're actually going to make him the heavyweight belt champion, or at the same time, you have to work that entire story into the plot that's already filled with the Dragos coming back and everything else that you have to juggle. It just seems like a bit much to me, and part of me is getting a little worried that this movie might feel incredibly rushed if they just don't completely skip over some things like him getting the belt. And that to me seems like a major mistake, because it really felt like that was going to be the push of the second film. And if we were going to do the whole Dragos coming back and whatnot, that would be the third film. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Are you excited for Creed? I know I am. I cannot wait for it to come out. And honestly, I want them to be able to tell all these stories in the best way possible, but I don't want to have to go into the theater and feel like, man, we're rushing through a lot of these plot points that could have served as their own film. So what are your thoughts on this, guys? Are you excited about the movie? Do you want to see the journey to the belt, or do you feel like it's okay if they just skip it? Because we've dealt with this a lot in the whole Rocky films, and it's not like we have to see it over again, especially when we're dealing with the Dragos coming back. Nostalgia be damned, it's going to be pretty cool to see them come back and fight in this new movie. So I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time I upload, be it a Creed video, Walking Dead, the Saw franchise, or anything else I want to be talking about on that given day. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It's been real.